Sudan and South Sudan are expected to sign a deal within the hour that would restart much-needed oil exports. The two countries were on the brink of all-out war earlier this year, but after weeks of haggling, they've reached agreement in 9 distinct areas. A demilitarized buffer zone will be created at the border, which has seen intense fighting in recent months.
Sudan and South Sudan have agreed a border security deal after 4 days of talks. The agreement allows for the resumption of oil exports through Sudan from South Sudan. The dispute brought the countries to the brink of war back in April.
Well, it's certainly not a done deal yet, Monita, particularly since the two presidents, Salva Kiir and Omar al-Bashir of Sudan and South Sudan, physically have to put pen to paper. Now, they've delayed that public meeting, that signing several times today, but we can hope that they'll come up with some kind of deal. What that deal is the follows, say the spokesman. They will come up with a deal that will help restart that oil flow from South Sudan through the north into the export market. And it's so critical for both of these countries that they figure out that oil deal. South Sudan is deeply dependent on oil revenues to kickstart its economy. Sudan less so, but they've also faced austerity cuts and rampant inflation because those oil fields were just not operating because of the dispute between the two sides. But it's a failure in many ways as well, this deal, if it comes to the way that they described it, because it doesn't deal with the border region in that much of the border isn't agreed upon between the two countries. And also Abyei, the highly disputed territory on the border of South Sudan and Sudan, also doesn't seem to be part of this deal. Effectively, large parts of the AU roadmap and the UN Security Council roadmap will not be signed on, which means that in some ways this is a failure.
The main issues that still have to be resolved are the status of the disputed region of Abyei and also the drawing of a wider common border between Sudan and South Sudan that would stretch for around 1,800 kilometres. So those are the two main issues at the moment, and as we move forward it's going to be very difficult, I think, to address those. I think also what's interesting here is that the one key move forward, or what's being seen as the one key move forward at the talks over the last few days, that's the establishment of a demilitarized zone. I think one can question the significance of this as well, because without agreements on a border, it's effectively meaningless. You can see, obviously, that without that kind of agreement on the wider border, there can be further clashes along that zone.